tyranny the world had ever known. In the early hours of June 6, 1944, the largest force of war machines and men ever assembled in human history crossed the English Channel to land at Normandy. The roar of hundreds of aircraft engines heralded the airborne assault. Squadrons of troop carriers skimmed like bats over the coast as thousands of paratroopers from the U.S. 82nd and 101st Airborne dropped from the sky. The Germans saw them coming and readied their counterattack. When the ramps were dropped, thousands of young GIs disembarked from their landing crafts and struggled to wade to shore. But the seas were choppy and the current strong. The Germans swept the beaches with machine gun and artillery fire. The first men out were ripped to shreds. Those who made it to shore entered a killing zone. No one's mission was more dangerous, more critical to the invasion's success than that of the 225 men of the 2nd Ranger Battalion. They were assigned the most desperate undertaking of D-Day, take out the guns of Pointe du Hoc. Positioned atop 100-foot cliffs, the massive German cannons had a 12-mile range and could be swiveled around to hit both Omaha and Utah beaches. To destroy them and save tens of thousands of American lives, the Rangers had to climb straight up into German machine gun fire and grenades. It seemed a suicide mission to many of those in Dog Company, the first Rangers to come ashore. Among them was Sergeant First Class Leonard Lamel. To share his story is the gifted television and film actor Gerald McRaney. He is joined on stage by 12 veterans from Omaha Beach, including 2 Rangers from Pointe du Hoc.
All they told us the night before we left for Normandy was, fellas, you may have guessed that there is a cliff in your future. When we saw those cliffs from our landing boats, we knew we were in for trouble. We were about 20 feet from the beach when the ramp went down and all hell broke loose. Machine gun bullets and grenades hit the water all around us. Rangers were shot and killed before they could even get out of their boats. I jumped off into 8 feet of icy water and felt a bullet tear through the flesh of my right side. It didn't hit any organs, but it spun me around, and the pain was searing, awful. I thought I was going to drown. My gear and machine gun were weighing me down, but I needed them for my mission. When I finally surfaced, the water was already red with Ranger blood. Men were just being mowed down left and right. Their cries, medic, medic, over here, help. I'll never get over that. The Germans had booby-trapped the cliff with mines and were shooting down at us with machine guns, throwing grenades, cutting the ropes as we climbed. I was still bleeding and tried to ignore my pain and concentrate on pulling myself up, hand over hand, inch by inch, focus on the mission. Those of us from Dog Company who got over the top started jumping from crater to crater, trying to avoid the artillery fire. I found our commander in a shell hole with his hand mostly blown off, next to another of the men with a bullet in his back. It was terrible, and all I could tell them was, hang on, we'll send back a medic. When we got to the gun positions, there were no guns. We thought, what the hell? The Germans had moved the heavy artillery to a safe spot. An hour later, another sergeant and I stumbled upon the guns in an apple orchard, camouflaged but ready to be put back in action. We destroyed them with grenades. We'd accomplished our mission. But at what a cost. Out of 225 of us, only 90 were left alive. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply honored to pay tribute to these veterans representing all those who went ashore on D-Day. Let us stand and salute these courageous men.
Leonard Lamel has been recognized as being one of the individuals most responsible for the success of D-Day. He earned the Distinguished Service Cross for his actions on Pointe du Hoc. Of the 160,000 troops who landed on D-Day, there were 10,000 casualties, including 6,603 Americans. In recognition of them, and of these living treasures of a grateful nation, the National Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Maestro Jack Everly, will now perform Honor, composed by Hans Zimmer.